What up, tubers? Can you hear me? Waiting. Hi, Amy. Sheepdog, Norwegian, Cherokee, Big Tex, Elizabeth, Cavalho. How's everybody doing today? I don't know. Good enough. What's on the docket? I don't know if I'm too close or what's going on here. Hi, Amy. Oh, Big Tex throwing up the devil horns. That didn't take long. So is everybody having a great day or what? Anything we should be aware of? What's going on in the world? I have no idea. Nick, how you doing? I have a nickname for you, Nick, but I won't use it on here. It's just between you and I. Geoffrey Furtado. Welcome. Okay, Amy. Thank you. We count our blessings. That was interesting. Yeah, you do know your nickname. Of course you know your nickname. Because apparently when you go hiking, you're the gray man, which is awesome. Amy, are you going to share? Hope it's spicy. So I wanted to remind everybody, Flavia, my dear, I was going to talk about you too. Are you back home, Flavia, or are you in transit? Like, what's going on? Are you home? You don't have to tell us where you're at, but I'm just wondering if you're back home. Hi, Gray Man. Well, those are devil horns, but yeah, if you get caught and shit hits the fan, you don't want them to be like, wait a minute, aren't you Nick Makes Preps? You'd be like, no. And then you throw your nickname out, and they're like, okay, you look a lot like him. Hi, Rena. What was I going to say? Where was I? There's Flavia, which I'll get to. Oh, so you're on the bus, but you got a connection. That's cool. Good deal. You know, when you get to America, we're going to have to do something about your phone. I don't think it's going to work here. We'll have to get you a American phone. What was I going to say? I'm horrible at reading the chat, so if I miss something, just keep typing it. I'll find it eventually. So tomorrow, we're going to interview Daniel, and he almost got cold feet. I had to talk him down. So, and it's all because he just gets viciously attacked. So I have assured him that the mods are going to take no prisoners tomorrow, that you are all going to terminate with prejudice immediately. So I talked to Elle last night on the phone, and basically she kind of wanted for me to clarify the rules for the mods tomorrow. The rules are, if somebody asks a question and it's a stupid question, but it's a legit question, but it like doesn't have any context with the conversation, it's more like a personal attack, but not real bad, you put them in a timeout once. Second time, it's a one strike policy. Second time, you click on their name and select hide user from channel or whatever, and that gives them the ban. If they just come right out and say something mean or slanderous, ban, no questions asked. So the moderators have full range to just ban the crap out of anybody who tries to derail the conversation, because the enemy doesn't like what Daniel's talking about. So, like I said, just terminate with extreme prejudice and feel good about it afterwards. The best part about a ban is the person can still watch the video, listen to the video, read the chat, but they can't participate. So it's like their own personal hell. So they can either sit there and get angrier and angrier because they no longer have a voice, or they can leave. So all of you with the wrenches, swing them wild. Go for it. I don't care. Ban anybody who's, you'll know, because Daniel attracts vicious satanic trolls. So let him have it. He's a really, really nice guy. He has been super good about the two of us communicating back and forth. We probably trade 3 emails a day. I know he's very busy, and he's a good guy. He's going after the root of the enemy, and he's really putting himself out there. I don't have the balls to do what he's doing, so I respect him. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's a rough subject, and you know, if he's in the mood to really open up about it, he's going to give you some details that you're probably not going to like to hear. I'm surprised he still has a channel, to be honest with you. I followed him for like a year, and his subscriber base is skyrocketing. People are finding him, but there's a lot of evil out there that wants to shut him down. And same with his friend Timothy Holmseth. I'll bring up Timothy and see what Daniel wants to say as far as telling people about Timothy. That guy, honestly, I think he has divine protection, because Timothy Holmseth, they have tried to kill him. They arrested him for no reason, put him in jail, and I think the plan was to kill him in jail. Somehow he got out, and he's still going. They've basically banned all of his social media. Like, I think he only has his own website at this point. He doesn't have YouTube. He doesn't have Twitter. Doesn't have Facebook. They've kicked him off everything because he's talking about something they don't want you to talk about. You are correct, Amy. It's exactly what they're talking about. And so I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get really lucky and I can even get Timothy on the channel and we can talk to him. But Daniel does awesome interviews with Timothy. YouTube has already pulled, I think he's got a total of 4 interviews. YouTube's pulled 2 of them. So if you want to see Daniel's interviews with Timothy, all of them, I think you have to go to his BitChute channel. That's the only platform where all of his interviews with Timothy Holmseth are still up. But I think there's like 2 that are still on YouTube for now. They'll probably yank those 2. But yeah, these guys are exposing some big names, and they're backing it up with proof. So tomorrow's going to be good. If I'm not already on some sort of list, I'll be on one tomorrow, but I'm cool with that. The Father told me to contact Daniel, and I did, and he said yes. So this has the approval of Yahweh, so I don't care if they like it or not. What's going on with Nick? Oh, good Lord. Yeah, you need to carry a neck knife at the very least. Some sort of tiny concealed weapon. You can't have people trying to snag you like that. They're out there. Kids are disappearing left and right. And that's why our president is trying to shut down our border, because they're bringing him in by the busload to sell them up here. And I'm sure Daniel will get into all the details about why President Trump is adamant about putting that wall up. And President Trump's not afraid to say it. He's saying the words human sex trafficking more and more and more. He dropped it at the State of the Union, and of course those evil women, the Democratic Congresswomen, gave him the skunk eye instead of applauding the fact that human sex trafficking is being attacked and seriously diminished. And they don't give a crap about that. The only time they got excited was when he talked about them. So he's exposing this stuff, and tomorrow's going to be really interesting, because I hope we all learn something that we didn't know previously about what these monsters are doing. They're doing it to the children, and as soon as they see that their supply of children is being cut off with the wall and some legislation, what do? They ramp up the whole infanticide. Well, if we can't bring them here to traffic them and do what we want with them, then we'll just kill them at birth and sacrifice them to Moloch and sell their parts. One way or another, they need their baby parts. And this is a war. This is a spiritual warfare. And there's two sides. There's no middle ground. Let's see what you guys are saying here. There. Yeah, Norwegian. They put up those rules like that to keep you a victim. I've always said, when it comes to like carrying a gun, if like you're carrying a concealed gun but you don't have a license, like, oh, you don't have a license. Would you rather be in violation of the law and alive, or compliant with the law and dead? I'll take the whatever comes afterwards for carrying concealed illegally, but you're still breathing, as opposed to say, well, he followed the rules, but he's dead now. That doesn't do anybody any good. Fortunately, here in Arizona, we have constitutional carry, like everyone should. I mean, that's our inherent right. Everybody should be able to carry concealed nationwide, as long as you're not, well, even bad people can, because I think if everybody, all the good people, were carrying, the bad people would be weeded out real quick. That wouldn't last long. I am totally missing all of the chat here. Yeah, they do want the adrenochrome. I think that's why Nancy Pelosi looked so awful at the State of the Union, and she was doing all that weird like stuff with her mouth and kind of twitching. I think she's going through withdrawals because the supply has been reduced. Hey, Sapper, Flavia, Sheepdog, Nick, Mark, J. Mitch, how you doing, brother? Is that a different account? Aren't you also like Freedom is Truth or whatever? Or did you change it? I don't know. You guys confuse me sometimes. I think you're the same person as Freedom of Truth or Freedom is Truth or whatever. So I was going to give you an update on Flavia. Flavia is on her way back from Sao Paulo to her home. She went and picked up her documents that she needs for travel. And let's just say that very shortly, she will probably be on U.S. soil. We're very, very close to getting everything in place that we need to get Flavia here. You guys have been amazing. We're super, super close. I've pretty much narrowed down which flight I'm going to get for her. She's going to have a hell of a layover in New York City, but it's going to give her more day-to-day living money when she gets here. So she'll have a layover, a big one, but in the long run, it's going to pay off. And I don't know, Flavia, have you ever been to New York City before? I mean, it's the airport. I don't know what you're going to see, but it's a long layover. So I guess if you really want to, you can sightsee a little bit. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to get somebody plane tickets from one country to another. There's a lot of little details. I'm still emailing Flavia today asking her questions because there's just so many little things that you have to. I don't want anything. I want to try and make this as smooth as possible. I don't want any surprises. I just want her to, I just want everything to go as well as possible. I don't want there to be any bumps in the road. So there's a lot of tiny details to make sure they're all taken care of ahead of time. What are we talking about here? The chat just makes my eyes like cross. I don't know, something about it. I'm horrible at that stuff. I need a secretary. So you've been to New York before? Well, if things go the way I'm trying to make them go, you're going to be there for a little while. I don't know, some of the things you guys are talking about here. So we covered Daniel, Flavia. The next I wanted to touch on is Elle. Just a reminder, Elle's going live tonight, 11:45 Eastern, 8:45 Pacific. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but her and I both pulled down the 2 interviews she did with the people in Venezuela. We had to make some edits to the video and then put them back up. There was some stuff said that now was not in the best interest of the people that said it. So for their safety, a little bit of stuff was taken out, because we don't want somebody to tell us what's going on and endanger themselves in the process. So Elle wanted the videos slightly edited for their safety. So if you wonder why both of our channels have those 2 videos like went away and came back with 0 views, all started fresh again, is because one video is a little bit shorter and the other video is just a little bit longer than the originals. Amy, you're not going live? All right, bye, Mark. Yeah, Elle's the real deal. Like, she's never gonna hang someone out to dry. I won't either. But like the moment things kind of took a turn in Venezuela, as far as like geopolitically, she contacted me. I was at work and she's like, "Can you call me? I know you're," and I was like, "Of course I will." And so I called her and she's like, I don't know how to do this. We got to get this like one piece out." And I said, "Just send me the timestamp where you're like start to finish where you want it and we'll take care of it." And we did, because Elle's not going to put anybody in danger to get the truth out there. So she's got a huge heart. She's just a fantastic human being. And if you're not subscribed to Elle 1978, I don't know what's wrong with you. She's going to go live tonight, every Saturday. And throughout the week, she drops stuff here and there. But every Saturday night, she's live. Flavia is in Brazil. And Flavia will be in the chat watching Elle tonight. And that would be, let's see, 2:45 in the morning for Flavia. And she'll be there. So you have no excuse. I wouldn't wager that there's going to be another government shutdown. I think the last shutdown was just to basically get the American people to see who the Democrats really are. And I think they've got the funding for the wall. It's not the thing anymore. That's not what that shutdown was about. It was about showing the American people, A, who the Democratic Party really are, and B, how we don't need all those government services to function. Everybody was pretty much fine. The only people complaining were the people who weren't getting a paycheck, and that's because they get paid pretty well for basically sitting around and not doing anything. But the since they've now come out basically with their infanticide policies and everything else, they don't need to really use the wall or a government shutdown to expose them anymore. They're doing a good job on their own. So I think the wall's being built now. So, I mean, that was just sort of a ruse that the president set, and they fell right into it like they always do. He tricked them 2 or 3 times at the State of the Union address, and they took the bait, fell right into the trap. He made them look like idiots. They had no idea. They're clapping while the rest of the country is going like, "You guys are complete and total idiots." So I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a shutdown. And if there was, the airports will be, you just won't get groped at the airports, basically. Otherwise, I mean, the planes will fly. And if the air traffic controllers pout and leave, I think the president would just have military air traffic controllers just go in there and take over and land the planes. These people don't have like a leg to stand on. So I think they're starting to figure out that they need to start kind of playing along, or he's just going to destroy them. Yeah, he does play 4D chess, and they play checkers. So it's almost comical to watch. I think some of them are starting to figure it out. Like, this guy does nothing but win. It's all he does is win. It's like, name one, he's never lost. So they're starting to like figure it out. Even some of the media is starting to report things that 6 months ago they would never report on it. But I think they're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, we can't beat this guy. He just wins. Look behind me, leaning on the closet wall. Over there? Flavia, we're talking like any day now, like any moment. I just want to make sure that she has some spending money, because like one thing, I just off the top of my head, like when she gets here, we're gonna have to take her out, and she's gonna have to buy a bed. Like, we have a room for her, but she's gonna need a bed. So, there's gonna be little things like that are, when she gets here, that she's gonna need, like a bed. So I want to make sure that between the cost of the ticket that we have that wiggle room, so that I mean, you try and put yourself in a place of suddenly, going to another country and not having any money. It's like, you got to have something. You have, a place to live, but everybody's got daily expenses. She's going to probably want to go get some groceries and a bed, and I don't know, maybe some clothing. I don't know what she's got as far as how compatible it is with Arizona. She's probably gonna. I don't know if there's any sort of process with immigration or whatever she has to go through. I don't know if they charge. I don't know anything about that, but we just want to make sure she has a little bit of pocket money. That's all. Yeah, President Trump is very good for the media. They claim to hate him, but I mean, he's a ratings bonanza. The only reason anybody watches the media anymore is to see like what Trump's said or done, or what their alleged complaint with him is. Um, yeah, he's a cash cow. Yeah, Trump in person. He's a big dude. He's like 6'3". It's another thing they hate about him. He's tall. They don't like that because they're all like little munchkins and parasites. He just towers over them. A Habitat for Humanity. Isn't that like Jimmy Carter's like thing? Isn't it? I might. I don't know. I'd be suspect of it. I'll have to look into it. It might be satanic. Who knows? But being a border state, I think we have resources here for her. I think a border state is the best place she could come because there's people here who deal with immigrants and migrants every day. Michael, I haven't been to the mailbox in a few days. I have an app that shows me what's going to be delivered to the mailbox, but I don't think it always shows me everything. So I'll go down today and check. Wait, I may be wrong about that. Yes, your birthday card is here. Looks like this. Yes, it's just waiting for her. Yes, I forgot. Yes, it is here. You don't trust Trump at all? Well, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. It's one man and a small team against a worldwide cabal that has had years to dig its heels in. Can't fix it all overnight, but they're doing some damage. Trust me. I'm only like 5'8". That's average, though. It sounds like I'm talking like little trolls. Like I guarantee you, Pelosi's probably pushing like 5'1", something like that. Melania's not a man. You watch too much internet. You're welcome, Flavia. Yeah, we got there's a birthday card here for you, Flavia. There's all kinds of stuff we have waiting for you. Well, Nick, you're 14. I don't think you're going to stick at 5'5". Yeah, Michelle Obama's a man. Melania, not a man. Melania's all woman. And she talks smack about my FLOTUS. Yeah. Well, there's someone out there for everyone. Right, Amy? Look, Trump's got his he's got his flaws. We all do, but I think God is using him as a tool to get this done. He's the only one that was capable of doing what's being done. So, um, if you're anti deep state, anti human trafficking, and you don't like Trump, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you're waiting for. You've got someone out there who's already responsible for arresting over 10,000 child traffickers in 2 years, and that's not good enough for you. Yeah, I did see that thing about Obama, but I mean, that's no stunner. We know he's a sodomite. Yeah, Flavia, you got a lot to learn when you get here. Michelle Obama's a man, but that's all right. We'll ease you in slowly. Yeah, I mean, Trump is the definition of a type A personality. He takes zero shit. He doesn't give. Once he sets his mind on something, he's just not going to stop. He's a pit bull. He just wins. That's all he does is win. He's 5 steps ahead of him at all times. Uh, yeah, he's an alpha. If he says something, he makes a promise, he's going to keep it. Everything he says, I'm going to do this, he does it. He doesn't just say stuff. So they hate him because he gets shit done. Oh, Flavia. Yeah, we live in a crazy world. You'll see. I know. For most people, that's a big pill to swallow, but once you see it, it's real obvious. It's a lot of trainees out there being passed off as the real deal. It's part of their religion. You have to understand these people's religion. They do stuff that we can't wrap our heads around because they fully believe that that's like how you get ahead, how you get power, fame, fortune. Yeah, Trump's like a heat-seeking missile. You show any weakness and you're done. There's no escaping it. Yeah. The Obamas were an abomination. I mean, their name Obama, Abomination. It, I mean, I don't even like saying Obama. It's Barry Soetoro. That's his name. Barack Hussein Obama is a construct. It's a character. Um, I, eh, I don't know how to respond to this email I just got from Jason. I don't. I I don't think you would still have a wrench. You would have. I'd have to know who you are now, since that one apparently you deleted. So I'd have to wrench you all over again, as far as I know. Um, yeah, I think she's probably on adrenochrome and who knows what else. And I think her supply is dwindling, so I think she's having some sort of weird withdrawals. Um, I don't think Michelle had surgery. I think she's just basically a dude. I think she's still got all the parts. I think that's how Barry likes it. Um, I don't think she got a snip and tuck. I think she's still packing it. No, she's not going to be watching Cheers. That's not happening, Nick. No, it won't. No. She asked yesterday what the rules of the house were, and I was like, well, basically, you just lock the front door if you go somewhere. I just added, you can't watch Cheers or Friends. Those are the rules. Yeah, this chat took a turn. I didn't see it coming, but yeah, we don't need to get into detail. She's Michelle's still rocking a hammer. That's just, we can leave it at that. Is that a true story, Norwegian? Or are you just making stuff up at this point? No, Flavia, you're not. No, don't watch it. It's garbage. We got to teach you the truth of this country, right? You don't need to watch like programming. You guys are hilarious. No, Flavia doesn't need to watch any playlists. Not if it's got Cheers or Friends on it. We're trying to save this woman. Yeah, the chat's nuts. You guys are crazy people. Astrology, I think it's paganism, occultism. It's like voodoo and everything else. It's just magic, Kabbalistic, evil magic. Just like, meditation, yoga, New Age. Yeah, my guns went down in a boating accident. Deep, deep water. Don't look over there. Or here. Just those are props. Yeah, astrology is an abomination. It's a false religion, like science or scientism. I shouldn't say science. Some science is real. Okay, Flavia. So you asked like why we're helping you. It's because we love you. It's pretty simple. That's it. You're our sister, and we love you. Um, Girls your age are into astronomy or astrology. See, I don't have a problem with astronomy, other than the fact that they lie about like what it is you're looking at. But I mean, the Bible talks about the movement of the stars and the. Of course, they're not suns, trillions of miles away. But if you look at some of the extra biblical texts like Enoch and Jubilees and Jasher, they describe in pretty great detail what the stars really are and how God set them on their course and what they're for. They just created this nonsense satanical construct about how they're all suns that are trillions of miles away and spinning and flying in different directions. That's all nonsense. But I don't know if the stars. I think, well, so you've got stars and you got wandering stars, and I'm okay with the stars. I think they're probably just luminaries, angelic luminaries that are there for signs and seasons, and they're staying on the circuit that God prescribed to them. The wandering stars, I'm not sold that those are good. I think they might be wandering because they are disobeying God's command as far as their circuit, or maybe not. I don't know. I know that the occult has taken some of the wandering stars and turned them to evil, like Saturn. I don't know if Saturn is evil or if that's just their belief and wish that it was. I don't know. But that's really not for me to discern. That's God's put all that stuff in the firmament. That's up there by his realm. The things that we need to concern ourselves with are right down here on the first heaven, on terra firma. This is the area that we can change. This is, Satan's world. We can take it from him if we want. The stuff going on in the second and third heaven above us, that's not our realm. And Elle is in the house. Look at everybody. Hi, Elle. Hi, Elle. Everybody loves Elle. Are you getting it, Elle? We love you. Flavia's here too, Elle. Hold on. I have to respond to this. Okay. Yeah, Flavia sent me a snapshot of her visa because I have to have her full name for her ticket. So yeah, Flavia's legit. I have her Brazilian passport on my phone with her full legal name, parents' names. She's the real deal, and we're gonna get her here. Mike wants to do sort of a video where we kind of do a thing showing how you can come to this country legally the proper way and be welcome with open arms as opposed to the migrant caravans, and sort of do a compare and contrast of how, the Democrats are saying that, you just kick a hole in the wall and crawl under whatever, and that's good to go. And we're going to show, no, this is how you do it. And if you do it that way, you come in here, not a criminal. People want you here. Yeah, I mean, America has its problems, and nobody's going to argue that, but it's still the land of opportunity. She's going to have options here that she does not have there. And she'll have people here to watch her back and protect her and help her out, and she doesn't have that there. Nobody here is going to break into her house and harm her. She doesn't have to watch what she says and does for the most part. I mean, she can be herself without concern. And she could probably get a job within a few days, and doesn't have that option there. All right, Bob. Happy belated birthday. It was Bob Barker's birthday yesterday, in case you missed the post I put up. Yeah, Elle knows. Flavia's coming on what's called a B1, B2 visa. So it's a combination of business and travel or tourism. Michael Abbott. Oh, I think that's the one I just answered, Elle, about the B1, B2 visa. The B1, B2 visa is a 6-month window. So if she gets here next month, she'll be able to legally stay until September, which should give us plenty of time to work stuff out. Yeah, Flavia in the desert's going to be interesting. That'll be fun. She'll probably put us all to shame. Yeah, thank you, Hyder, for that input. Yeah, but don't worry about it, Elle. There's a delay here. It's just the way it is. I don't know what the delay is, but it's probably a good 7 to 10 seconds, I guess. That's why I'm watching the Hangout feed because it's in real time. But what you guys see on the YouTube and in the chat is about probably a good 10 seconds behind real time. Yeah, as far as I know, she's applying for citizenship. You'll have to ask Flavia, but I think that's her plan. I think it would be the better route instead of just extending visas and extending visas. I think she should just go start the process to get citizenship. She loves this country. Like I said, she sent me photos of, she has the American flag hung up. She's always talking about how much she loves America. So those are exactly the kind of people we want here. Not these, idiots that burn the flag and protest and think they're entitled to everything just because they were born here. They still hate it, which none of those people have ever spent time in a place like where Flavia lives, or I think they'd have a whole new renewed respect for America. But they're just going by what the system tells them to do. They're just puppets. They're useless idiots. And one thing that they don't understand is the people like Antifa, those kind of people that are just hardcore, anti-American. Once their usefulness is used up and the controllers no longer have a use for them, they will be terminated. They will be the first people terminated. They no longer will have, because they're not useful. I mean, they're not intelligent. They have no skills. All they are is professional protesters and rioters. And once they're no longer needed for that role, they'll terminate them. They'll have a boot on their neck before they know like what happened, and they'll be all confused. Like, what are you doing? Pop. That's just, if you look at any dictatorship, any communist country, once they achieved power, they got rid of all the minions that they used as their propaganda. They just terminate them. So if these people don't get taken out by patriots, the people that they puppet for will take them out. What'd you say, Flavia? You've never shot a gun? No. One word for you: America. I got to scroll back. Hold on a sec. I'm going to get behind. I'm already way behind. I got to catch up. All right. Bye, Amy. You may have already left. I'm way back here. I would trade 100 socialists for one good Brazilian. Yeah, we've prayed over Flavia, and that's why I think those prayers are answered. People are donating to help get her here, and it's just a matter of time now. We'll get her here soon. and Americanize her. She's already pretty much Americanized. It's all just legality and paperwork at this point. I mean, her heart is American. She's already American, so she stands for freedom and opportunity. She gets it. Yeah, the useful idiots. That's they just don't get that once their role is complete, they just terminate them. There's no like pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for these like Antifa. There's nothing more than just a tool. No, she's not staying past her visa. I said her visa gives her a 6-month window to work within. Oh, Nick, that came out of left field. Yeah, we just covered the fact that she's not coming up in a caravan, that she's doing this the legal, proper way. That's the whole point. See? Flavia, yes, I am totally American. She is. In here. She's already American. It's just paperwork at this point, which is ridiculous. There's people who do crawl under the fence who get free health care, send their kids to school, get money from the government, and Flavia is going to have to jump through a million hoops. It's ridiculous, but it's the system we live in right now. I mean, this country is people from all over the world that came here because they wanted a better life, and that's exactly what she's doing. Yeah, and like I said, we're in a border state, so I don't know, the speed as far as the process, but I know that the resources are here. There's people here that that's what they do for a living. This situation, like, oh, you're from Brazil and you can't. That's not new to them. They deal with it every day, so it'll work out fine. Yeah, I would take a bunch of Flavias and deport all these whiny, bitchy leftists that have nothing good to say about America. We'll just do a swap. See how they do down there. My guess is they wouldn't do real well in Brazil. Probably last 8 hours, maybe, if they're good at hiding. Right, Norwegian. That's what our president's trying to like pound into these idiots' heads, that that's the way it's supposed to work, and it would be a much better design. Oh, you're addicted to plants, Nick? We had no idea. That's news to me. Um, oh, Nick, I planted the Israeli artichokes in the front yard today. I put them in water, like you said, and unfortunately, I left them in there way longer than I should have. But after 2 days, just like you said, they had sprouts on them. But that was about 5 or 6 days ago. But I did plant them today. I'm horrible with plants, clearly. Although I do have two of them right here by my window, which they're green. Is winter over in Alabama? Is it really? Yeah, I don't know what those Israeli artichokes are supposed to look like when they, fully mature. Mike asked if they were a tree or a bush. I don't think they're either. I think my guess is they're more like maybe like a pumpkin. Like they're sort of like just vines on the ground, but I have no idea. I don't know. Nick should know. I don't know what they look like once they grow. But we're germinating the moringa tree seeds right now. So we're going to be planting moringa trees in the front yard. So that's going to be awesome. You guys talk about some strange stuff. You got a Trump hat today? If I'm not sold on the EMP story, so I don't know. I've seen no proof that such a thing exists. I don't know. They may have proved me wrong, but I don't believe shit without proof. Like when they say, I know solar flares are complete nonsense. That's made up shit. EMP weapons, I don't know. Never seen any evidence of it. Nukes, no. I'm convinced they do not exist. Somebody would have used a nuke by now. I mean, let's be honest. They don't exist. Somebody would have used one. But then they say, oh, they're so complex. It's like, really? It's a fucking bomb, okay? Some plutonium. People will do anything for money. If you don't think there's somebody out there that would have taken like a ridiculous amount of money to show some crazy bastard how to make a nuke, you're insane. They don't exist. Now, bioweapons, that's a different. That's what you got to watch for. None of this nuke nonsense. Why would they come out with the Moab, the mother of all bombs, if they have nukes? It's like, why would you call it the mother of all bombs? Wouldn't the nuke be more of a bigger bomb? Then it's all nonsense. But the bio stuff is where that's what you got to watch for. They get you looking for nukes, and then they just make your skin fall off with some lab virus that they mutated and sprayed on you at the mall. Yeah, and come on, splitting the atom. They've never seen an atom. They've never photographed an atom, but they split it. Really? You split something you can't see in the 40s? Come on, it's nonsense. It's like going to the moon. It's just stories. That's all it is. Now we've got Vikings. I hope none of you guys have ever sent your DNA into one of those ancestry.coms or anything like that. A-name, you're wearing the same glasses and shirt that I'm wearing? That's weird. That's super weird. Eyes to See Ministries, how you doing? I I didn't see you in there, but I saw Elle say something. I got to scroll back up. I'm horrible with the chat. It's been established. Nice to see. There you are. How you doing, brother? Or sister? I don't know. Yeah, you send those people that like. I mean, they've got people dumbed down to the point where they can get them to not only send them their DNA, which imagine what they can do with that. If they have your DNA, which I'm sure they could get other ways, but the psyop with the like ancestry and it's like, what's the other one? There's like a 1, 2, 3 something. You pay you when you send them your DNA, you include like $100. So not only do you give them your DNA, which is only you. Imagine if there's a identifier that is only you. It's unique to just you. What they could do with that if you got on their shit list. They could replicate your DNA, put it in blood, splatter it all over like a horrendous crime scene, and you're done. But these people are so deep within the matrix that not only do they give their DNA willingly, but they got people to pay them money. Yeah, 23andMe, that's it. It's a complete like. I think it's just a test to see how stupid people are. It's like there's no way that they'll send us their DNA and pay us. And it's like, no, I swear they will. It's like, no way. It's like, all right, I dare you. And like all these people sent in their DNA and gave them a check. It's like, wow. I know, Elle. I shouldn't assume. I wasn't. I was like, I don't know. It's a very gender neutral YouTube name. I don't know. Although I would say Eyes to See Ministries. Oh, never mind. I was just about said something. I saw the answer. I just about dug a really deep hole. I was going to say something about the Bible, but yeah, I'm not even convinced that like the whole double helix like thing, like that's what DNA looks like. That's just it's something they designed and said that looks legit. Let's tell everybody this is what DNA looks like. I don't think we know. It's like take a ladder and twist it and say that that's what your DNA looks like. I don't. This is yeah. Send us your DNA and a check, and we'll tell you that like your great great grandmother was like a Viking or so. It's just like why do you even care about your ancestors? It's like you should be focused on like now and the future and your relationship with Yahweh. It's like I don't care if like my great great grandfather knew Rasputin. It's like that does nothing for me. But here's my DNA. I wasn't going to say anything. Yeah, Elle said it. I was going to say, oh, Eyes to See Ministries has to be a guy because the Bible says only men can minister. But then you said you're a grandma, and I was like, does a clone have a soul? No. By definition, it doesn't have a soul. It's an abomination, just like a Nephilim. That's why. That's why our Father flooded the world because there was a bunch of soulless abominations, both human and animal, that had to be gotten rid of. He sent out his armies and the angel of the Lord to take out as many as they could, but you got to make sure you got them all. So he filled up this aquarium with water, and drowned everything. I think, if anything, the clones clearly no soul, but a vessel for demonic spirits. I could see that. Actually, I'm pretty much sure that any animated biological being without a soul that's walking and talking uh, is possessed by a demonic spirit. Because once the Nephilim were killed, many by the angel of the Lord, by the way, 185,000 in one night, uh, their spirits had nowhere to go, and God said that they were doomed to roam Earth. So they're constantly looking for vessels, and that's why you see so many people that behave in ways that make no sense and say things that are just ridiculous and evil. They're no longer driving the car. When people say like, are there Nephilim around today still? Do we still have Nephilim? Yeah, they're called demons, and they're inside a whole bunch of people, like everywhere. But Yeshua gave us the power and the authority to bind them and cast them out. It's just that not that many people are doing it. Zombie apocalypse, that's just TV and movies. I think the zombie apocalypse is kind of because see, Satan flips everything. He takes everything of God's and he flips it. And the Bible tells us that there's going to be a resurrection, the second resurrection. The first was when Yeshua resurrected, but when he comes back, the very first thing he's going to do is he's going to resurrect the dead. And so all these people that are dead are going to stand up, basically. And they're not going to be zombies. The Bible says that they're going to look good. They're going to look like they did in their prime. They're going to look just like they did. Like Abe Lincoln will be walking around with his chin beard without his mustache and look just like he does on the back of the $5 bill or the front. And so Hollywood takes it and he flips it, and these resurrected beasts come up and they're rotting and their shit's falling off and they're eating other humans. So it's just like everything else in the beast system. They flip it. They flip God's creation and they make it the opposite. And so that's your zombies. And of course, then there's a tie-in with hoodoo and voodoo religion, all satanic. So the whole zombie apocalypse thing is basically a bastardization of the resurrection during Armageddon, during the second coming. I don't even like using the word apocalypse because that means to reveal, and everybody thinks it means a war. Armageddon is the war. The apocalypse is just the unveiling. But it's somehow they've twisted that too and made it think apocalypse means like the end of the world war. That's not what it means. I think we're in the apocalypse now because there's a huge unveiling and awakening. That's what apocalypse means. But like I said, they flip everything. They confuse. Satan confuses. That's what he does. That's one thing he does. He does a lot of shitty stuff. But one thing he does is he confuses. What did my little brother Nick say? Zombies could allegorically be the mind slaves. Yeah, I mean, but the way Hollywood portrays them is coming up out of the grave and like their arms are falling off and they're eating humans. To me, that's a abomination of what God says is actually going to happen. It's just the ugly version. What are you making, Elle? I'm hungry. I know Texas Roadrunner is always talking about making this, I'm making that. I'm like, I have a bottle of water, maybe some jerky. Yeah. Uh, I guess we decided where we're taking Flavia for her first meal when she gets here. Um, it'll probably be the next day though, because I think she's getting here at nighttime, like late. But I'm not sure. That's assuming that the flight that I want to get her on is going to still be available. But what are you making, Elle? Yeah, they twist everything. But, and you know what? I do not like using the term sheeple. That's another twist that another psyop they threw at us. People think sheeple, negative, mindless drones, just, lemmings. We are the sheep, and Jesus Christ of Nazareth is our shepherd. He's the Lamb of God. Those are all sheep. Sheep are good. Goat, bad. Sheep, good. I am sheeple. I'm part of the flock of Yeshua. I'm a proud sheep. But they bastardized sheep to make it think it means mindless drones when actually it's the elect of our Lord and Savior. And he's a sheep. He's the Lamb of God. The blood of the Lamb is what we are washed in. But you're programmed to think sheep means bad. Sheep means great. The Lord is my shepherd. You got to think. They're twisting everything on you. Yeah, goat bad, sheep good. It's simple. Everybody was like, oh, the Patriots beat the Rams. That's good. I'm like, what's the symbol of the Patriots? It's Tom Brady, the GOAT. They call him the GOAT, and the GOAT won. It's like, they twist everything. You got to pay attention. The ram is a sheep. The goat beat the sheep. The piping artist, Steph. Greetings, Steph. Donna Burwell, hi. True, goat bad. It is. It's the Baphomet. It's the goat god. It's Pan. But they got you thinking the sheep's bad. It's like, no, the sheep's great. When the goats see the Lamb of God return, they're going to shit themselves. The Bible tells us. So they can talk about the sheep being bad and all that all they want, but when that sheep comes back, just read the book of Revelation, find out what happens when that sheep comes back. The Lamb of God opens the 7 seals. I mean, come on, the sheep's good. I don't know if somebody wrote a song about that, but I like those lyrics. Oh yeah, symbolism. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. You can't swing a dead cat now without hitting symbols. That's how Satan works. I mean, you just have to understand the beast system. Once you get it, you see it everywhere. And you realize how evil this world is. And it's Satan's world. It's been Satan's world since Adam and Eve were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. I mean, everybody knows the story about the 40 days that Jesus went out in the wilderness and how Satan took him up on the mountain and said, if you bow to me, all these kingdoms you see will be given to you. Well, Satan can't give Jesus the kingdoms unless they're his to give. He owns them all. He was showing him the kingdoms of the world and saying, these are mine. I'll give them to you. So yeah, Satan runs this world. That's not even up for debate. But once you see it, it's everywhere. So I always warn people, if they want to seek the truth, like Christ says, the truth will set you free. And I am the way, the truth, and the life. If you want to go down that road, everything's going to change. You're going to see everything you thought was up is down, and everything you thought was down is up. You can't go back to sleep. Goat yoga, really? Yeah. See, now else you see it everywhere, right? Goat yoga. They just combine two evils into one, and it's cute, and people take pictures and post it on Facebook of goat yoga. Google Earth is a psyop. They take high altitude photos from probably, either aircraft or some sort of balloons with cameras on them, and then they strip all the data together and they wrap it around a ball and call it the Earth. And people think it's, oh, look, we live on a ball. We live on a ball. Think about that. Ball. And it's tilted with 66.6 degrees difference between the axis and 90 degrees. It's like, really? It just happens to be traveling at 66,600 miles around the sun. It's 666. It's symbolism. Live on a ball. Might as well say we live on a Baphomet or a Moloch or a Nimrod. Hi, Seamus. Yeah, I tend to think that the Ark was removed from Mount Ararat probably a long time ago. There might be some small pieces left up there, but the chance of them finding one probably close to zero. I think the Ark was found and taken long ago. They don't want proof. They do not want the Ark found. They found it and removed it. Same with the Ark of the Covenant. They know where these things are at, but they don't want people to find out because that validates the Bible. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness around the Mount Hermon and the Jordan River, where the Watchers came down. But they went out and they found the proof and they confiscated it. Yeah, life on a Nimrod. Well, it does hurt. We live on a Nimrod, and yeah. What was the? Oh, I just read that there's some biblical spot. I don't know if it was. I think it was where Moses came down with the Ten Commandments. I think you might have touched on that. That they're basically going to do construction there. They got to like rip all this shit out, all these like biblical places where these things took place. They got to bulldoze them because they got to put something in there. It's like, really? What did I miss with Elle here? Oh yeah, still on goat yoga. It's a real thing. All this stuff is real. Um, yeah, they got a UN base at the summit of Mount Hermon or Mount Hermon. That doesn't surprise me. That's where the fallen ones landed. Might as well put the UN. Means it's all part of the same system. Um, Yeah, like they got like a building permit for Mount Sinai. Like they're gonna. It's like, are you kidding me? Do that to a Muslim holy place and see how that flies. Yeah, humiliation rituals, just like all these men that they make dress as women on TV and movies. Anybody who's ever like, made it in Hollywood, who's like a big star, makes a lot of money, guarantee they've all dressed as women at some point. It's part of the ritual. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that they did the 9/11 so they could go into Baghdad. Is I think there was a lot of artifacts they needed to get a hold of. Apparently, they took the Tomb of Osiris, and I don't know. Who knows? A lot of stuff we hear. Pray for your boys. What's up with your boys? Yeah, I think they went into Iraq. The first thing they did when they invaded Iraq, the very first thing they did, very first, was that the U.S. troops basically invaded the Baghdad Museum and carted out like 30,000 artifacts. It's like, you don't do that. Like, you're in a war and you're literally ransacking a museum, like first on the list. All right, Bob. Bless you. Take care. And hope to see you tomorrow on the live stream with Daniel. I don't know. I know that they say that apparently they found the tomb of Osiris and they took it back to Egypt to under the Great Pyramid to the resurrection chamber. They're trying to bring Nimrod back. I don't know. Who knows? These people are insane. All right, thank you, Bob. Piping artist, what were you saying about praying for your boys? Yeah, apparently they want to resurrect Nimrod. It's these people are literally monsters. Even if that was possible, and you had apparently they found like the mummy and it's almost pristine condition, and it's like even if that was true, like why would you ever bring back one of these abominations? Hi, Katie Gaddis. Welcome. We're talking about everything. And I don't know like a tenth of the stuff that Daniel knows. So tomorrow could be crazy. But I think we're going to focus on the child and human sex trafficking. That's his expertise and that's his calling in life. So okay, so her kids think I'm cool, so we should pray for them. I'm confused. Um, Elle, what are you making? Tease us a little bit here. Yeah, and it's amazing. Nimrod was, I mean, ordered the building of the Tower of Babel, which obviously God had an issue with because he knocked it down. He changed himself, so he appears that he tried to modify his DNA to become a giant. Um, I think he was related. or had some, I don't know if he was like blood related or he had some sort of relationship with Gilgamesh, who was a giant. Just all this horrid evil from back then that God went to the extremes to wipe out. They're trying to bring it back because why not? Elle is just not going to tell us what's for dinner. This is not cool, Elle. I think I'm going to wait on my dinner until Elle goes live so I can just eat dinner, kick back, and watch Elle drop some truth. I don't think Nimrod was Gilgamesh. I think those are two separate. Nebuchadnezzar's in there too. They had a lot of. Did she say pasta? There was a lot of bad dudes back in the day, just like now, but a lot of them were giants, which is, visually, if you think about it, it's quite terrifying. That these things were, 13, 17, 19 feet tall and evil. It would have sucked, but the angel of the Lord killed 185,000 of them in one night, which is the true testament to the power of Jesus Christ, that he can just wipe out 185,000 giants like taking a stroll down the street. It's awesome. Yes, Elle's going live at 11:45 Eastern, like Sheepdog says. Every Saturday night. That's her schedule. That's the plan. And we love Elle, so we'll be there. You got to take a nap, but be there for her live stream. They're fantastic. We are going to be shipping her a monitor soon. I swear it's in the box. It's ready to go. I just need to find the time to go to the post office and mail that. Pasta. And with all the stuff with Flavia and Daniel and stuff and work and other things, I just haven't found the time, but we are going to get that monitor out to her. I know Elle doesn't like hearing it, but she has a PayPal link in the description to her videos. I suggest if you like what she's doing, throw her a few bones. She's very frugal. She's not going to use any donations on something stupid. If she uses the donations, it's going to be to improve what she's doing. She was saving up for a monitor, and I was like, well, we have one. We'll just give it to you. Put that money towards something else. Editing software. She wants to start editing videos instead of just doing live. Everybody makes a $5 or $10 donation. She could buy editing software tomorrow. Oh, cool, Norwegian. Did you get the one of these shortwave radios or a ham radio? Yeah, see, Flavia's going to take a nap so she doesn't miss the live stream. That's a team player right there. That's one of the many reasons we love Flavia. I missed like the details on your prayer request. You have sons that you want us to pray for because they look up to me? I don't know. I'm still a little bit fuzzy on that. I mean, happy to pray for them, but I got to know what I'm praying for. Sounds like they're pretty cool. They like me. Yeah, I've donated to Elle's PayPal, and I've donated to Daniel's PayPal. I don't have cable TV. I don't watch that shit. The people who I really like, I watch them. I watch Elle. I watch Daniel. And I throw them what I can because, what they do, I find value in. You got the shortwave? These things are really cool. I mean, it looks like a piece of crap. It's, it's tiny, it's blue. But I'll tell you what, you will get a lot of shortwave radio channels on this. You'll hear National Weather Service. You'll hear a bunch of I mean, they got a pretty good range, and they've got battery inside. They've got a crank on the back, and they've got the solar, and you can plug them in. They've got a USB port. You can charge your phone with the solar panel. It's a solar charger for your phone. I mean, these are really cool. It's got a light. It's got a little alarm on it. You'll like it, and they're like $13 or something like that. They're really, really will come in handy. It doesn't have to be shit hits a fan. I mean, you can listen to stuff now and find information on there. Yeah, I mean, you figure a cable TV bill is like, $140 a month or whatever they do now. It's crazy. And you can throw like channels like Elle's $10 a month, which, and the product will just get better because like she'll buy editing software and then she'll start making videos, editing clips together and putting audio over the top and stuff. And it'll just be an investment on the source of information that you go to. I mean, it's a win-win. Oh, so you want prayers for your sons to find Jesus Christ? Absolutely. Yeah, everyone here pray for her sons to find the Messiah. I mean, that literally is eternal. It's your eternal soul. That's like the most important thing any of us could ever do, is to get another human being to repent and accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior. I mean, there's nothing bigger. Well, I'll tell you what, Sapper, what you need to do is you need to start like guiding her towards, channels like Elle's and Daniel's and whatever else she likes, whatever interest she has. Get her to where she's got subscriptions to all these different channels that she likes and the content's coming out constantly. And then pretty soon she'll just be on YouTube all the time or wherever getting her entertainment and her information. And then you just kind of weed out the cable bill. We don't really need this anymore. You just stick with just internet only and use alternative truthers to tell you what's going on. Start your own channel. Like people like Daniel and Elle put themselves out there to tell us what's going on, and there's a risk involved. And there's countless people who have lost their real jobs because they were speaking the truth, and people don't like that. Oh yeah, Snowmageddon in Washington State. I don't know. If you got someone in your family and they're not awake or they're doing something that you don't necessarily approve of, instead of like thinking, well, that sucks, or shoot, figure out ways where you could like covertly just sort of change the narrative. You want me to stop telling people that they should donate to channels like yours? Well, I mean, cell phone is a valuable tool that is very handy in today's age, but it comes with a lot of dangers. Like anything else, you should use it sparingly. It is extremely dangerous. Get an EMF reader and show her the amount of electromagnetic frequencies that those things are firing out into your head, and curb your use on the phone and increase, use that time to watch channels that will actually improve you as a person instead of attack you at a cellular DNA level and try and break down your very core, give you cancer and who knows what else. I mean, when I'm near my phone, like I leave it in my car at work and I put it on airplane mode when I'm in my house. So I turn it on from time to time to see if something came in. If not, or I'll respond. I'll turn it right back to airplane mode. I don't like being bombarded with that shit all the time. Oh, Donna's talking about Nephilim. What do we got here? Yeah. So, Elle's very modest. She's very humble. She's like a very good person. So when I come on here and say, hey, throw her some love, you got $5 laying around every so often, click on her PayPal link and show her love. She gets a little embarrassed by that, but I don't care. Oh, 5G is, yeah. It's just the next phase in their plan to kill us all or make us dependent upon their cures. It's the Hegelian dialect. I mean, they're going to present a problem with the 5G and then they're going to offer us their solution, which probably will be some sort of, modification to your body, or at the very least, some sort of drug to fight the effects, or a treatment that you have to, go into debt. All right, Elle, we will see you at 11:45 Eastern, 8:45 Pacific. Yeah, Elle's an angel. And Flavia, Sheepdog, Prepping Sapper, Bob, everybody. You guys are all just amazing people. Norwegian. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people bouncing. It's going to be that time of day where people are going to start eating and stuff. So I'm going to go. Just a reminder, we'll be live tomorrow with Daniel, which it's going to be eye-opening. So I hope you join us for that. And if you can help out Flavia, the link's below in the description. We are this close to changing her life, getting her to America. And everybody, take care. Have a great rest of your day. We'll say a prayer for the pimping artist, her children, so that they find Jesus Christ. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right, take care, everyone. God bless. Peace.